Hello, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to our first year of non traditional teaching. So, basically, what it is, this is the year where everything that could go wrong is going to go wrong. This is the year that teachers are not going to have all of the answers. And guess what? I want to tell you that that's going to be okay. There are going to be some questions that you're going to ask. I don't have the answers to. But I want to remind you that this year is going to be fine, even with all of the mix up that is going to take place. So, with that being said, I want to thank you for allowing me to represent my information to you in a non traditional way. So, I'd like to say, bienvenue a la boulangerie de Mademoiselle Felix. Bienvenidos a la panadería de Señorita Felix. So we're going to start off with showing you this Bitmoji classroom. So basically I wouldn't call it a classroom, but in my bakery, you have so many treats. And these treats come to us in the form of useful resources for the French classroom. So I want to share a few of these resources with you just to help alleviate some of the stress and anxiety and tensions that we're feeling as we get ready for this school year. So the very first resource I want to share with you is going to be Quizlet. So we've all probably heard about Quizlet and we've used it before in our classroom. So what Quizlet allows is the teacher is able to log into Quizlet, create a free account, search for any topic that they want to search for in the language, whether it's French or Spanish, and then you would come across some sets in the form of flashcards. So it could have the vocabulary that you're searching for. For me, this is a grade 7, and I wanted to search for greetings. So here you see another teacher already created a set. So it has the French, and then when I select it, it's going to show me the English. So then it's about 50 different terms in this set. So when you go through the set, you're able to see all of the terms in both the French as well as the English. So now the students has an opportunity to select Learn. So when they select the Learn, it allows them to learn the terms, okay, say what is familiar and what's known well. So they'll select, got it. My name is Je m'appelle. And then the student would just say, Je m'appelle here. Correct. What is your name? So here I just have several terms that the students can select through to see what will be your name. Okay. So what is your name? Comment vous appelez-vous? Correct. So that is the learn. So once they're done with those sets, the students can go back to the write. So here they would be writing the terms in, doing well. What is it in French? Okay. And then it keeps the score of what is correct and what is incorrect. Then we know that the students can actually go into the spelling, and then they would have a little miniature test. But the part that I love the most about Quizlet is that they have this thing called gravity. Okay. So with the gravity, the students are allowed to select whether or not they have the certain vocabulary that they want to focus on or all, and then they select their difficulty. So with the medium, they would, after they've selected the study start, how they want to answer, and then their difficulty, they would select let's go. So they would start the game. And while starting the game, it's going to show them the terms in French, and they have to quickly type the term in English and before the asteroid hits the floor. And so you see here their score is going up based on whether or not they get it right. My birthday is, okay. Okay, so let's say a student were to get this wrong. Okay, so this is what happens when they get it wrong. They're prompted with the correct answer. How's it going? Okay, so they would type in the answer. How is it going? And they're done, and they would resume the game. Okay, so that is Quizlet, and that's the gravity match. Now you could also have it where you have a live session. So when you go as the teacher to create a live session, you would create a game, Then you would decide, do you want the students to go into teams or individuals? So then you would select whichever one applies to you. The students would have to download the Quizlet app onto their phone, either using the iOS for Apple or the Play Store. Okay, so once you're done, so let's say if I select teams, I would say how I want my set to set up, select it, and it would give me a code to give to the students to put in their live code games link. Okay, so once you've entered, the students have entered the code, they would all, of course, go ahead and play the game live to see who is able to win. So this is an actual awesome activity that I would include into my classroom, like if it's a classroom that we're having online at that time, just to ensure that vocabulary is known and the students get their scores right away. The teacher isn't doing much of anything with Quizlet. All right, so we're gonna go back. So that is it with Quizlet. That was our first resource. Now you're probably saying, okay, Felix, I know about Quizlet already, okay? I've used it. Give me something else I already know. Okay, so we're gonna move on to our second resource. Our second resource is YouTube, the University of YouTube. Here at YouTube, you can find any single video that you're looking for, any single how-to tutorial that you're looking for. That is the beauty of YouTube. Okay, so let's just say I wanted to search for a topic on classroom objects in French. So I would find one that I like, play the video, go through it. It has the vocab. The students are able to go on, look at the vocabulary, practice it, whatever. So let's say I wanted to say in Spanish. So let's say I wanted to find a video, okay? So in Spanish, que hora es. I really like this one. This was pretty funny.
Hola, and welcome to Que Hora Es, the Mexican soap opera for people who only had 3 weeks of Spanish in the 4th grade.
¿Qué hora es?
8.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
Yo no sé.
Lunes.
Martes.
Miércoles.
Jueves.
Now something like this, I would just drop into my class. It's kind of like a relaxation thing. It's almost like the students aren't really doing anything. So welcome to the University of YouTube. So we wanted to embed this video onto our slides. So you would just tap onto the share button. The share button is going to generate this link or this code. You would copy it and then you would go ahead and paste it wherever you wanted to paste it. So I'll show you from my slide. Let's say, let me select something that I don't have linked already. Here. Let's say I wanted to paste this onto this slide. So let me exit the presentation. So I'm going to select the item that I wanted to link. Then I'm going to go to the menu bar and tap the link button. Select insert link, and then I'm going to go ahead and paste that link, apply, and my link has been pasted. So once I've pasted the link, I can always have the students select the link and it would take them directly to the same video without them having to go all over onto YouTube. Okay, so that's the beauty of YouTube. YouTube is that university where you can find every single thing that you need. And I go to YouTube as well for everything that I need. So our next useful resource that I want to share with you today is Lingua. Okay, now I went over it briefly on Wednesday, but Lingua has quite a few reading comprehension resources in French. I'm not sure if they have Spanish. Yes, they do have Spanish. They have a Spanish version. So Lingua has a French, Spanish, and some other languages, Italian, Dutch, okay, and English as well. So you would select a story that you want the students to read just based on their level. C'est Mavi. We'll go to C'est Mavi. So what the students would do is they would come here, read the article in the target language, and then they have this portion where there are 5 questions asked after reading the article, and the students can answer it. The questions are interactive and they are graded like right then and there. So let's say we're going to read this C'est ma vie. Je m'appelle Angelica Summer, j'ai 12 ans et je suis canadienne. Il y a 5 ans, ma famille et moi avons déménagé dans le sud de la France. So the students would go, quel est le métier du père d'Angelica? And they would answer the questions based on what is there in the passage. So let's see if we can find the answer for Angelica's father's profession. So he's a mechanic. Okay, there you see it. If the students got it wrong, it would say they got it wrong, and right here it was correct. Say, quand est-ce que la famille Summer a déménagé en France? So we know the answer is 5, but we're going to select the incorrect answer. I would select C, 2 years old. So you see, it would show you that your response is incorrect and then show you the correct response. Now with this site, let's say I didn't want them to just do this because it's going to give them the answer anyway. So for me as the teacher who wanted to ensure that the students are actually go into the site and completing the assignment and actually reading and understanding what they've read, I would download a Google Chrome extension called Insert Learning. So let's move on to Insert Learning and see what happens when we get there. So I'm already logged in, as you can see, but let me log myself out, and so we can go ahead and just look at it. So let's say you go to Insert Learning. You can either sign up with your Google Gmail, or you can sign up with your Microsoft. So let's say we're going to sign up with our Microsoft. You go through the sign up process and you would select your Microsoft account. So I'm going to select my school Microsoft account, and then I'm going to put in sign in with my Microsoft. And it says I have to grant Insert Learning a few permissions. So I will accept the permissions that they're requesting, and then I want to say, do I want to appear as a student or a teacher? Of course, I'm a teacher, so I want to appear as a teacher, and I would select teacher. Then I would select world language because we are world languages, and then you would select the grades that you teach. For me, I would teach 7 through 12, so I'm going to go ahead and select all of those grades and then submit. So once I've submitted, it tells me that I can create lessons in 3 easy steps. So I would select any web page, add questions to the web page, and then send the lesson to my class. We're going to go to classes, and then we're going to add a class first. We want to add a class. So here I would say French 1 or 7. Then we're going to create that class. When we create that class, we automatically get a class code. This is important. You need to remember the class code because you have to share this class code with your students. Okay? And so once you've shared the class code with the students are able to go to Insert Learning. They're able to add they have to download Insert Learning onto their device that they're using, and then they can just plug in the class code and get it from there. Then once you've created the class, then you can go to the site that you want to make interactive. You're going to select the Insert Learning icon from your toolbar. We're going to select it so that this menu pops up. So once the menu is popped up, it's going to try to quickly sign you in so that everything links without you having to do anything. So now let's say if I wanted to highlight a text, I can go ahead and touch this pencil to highlight something. Okay, so let's say if I wanted to highlight, Je m'appelle Angelica Summer. Okay, now I can select the highlighted portion. I could change the color that I'm using the paint brush, or I can select plus and I can add a comment. So let's just say I want to say, this is how to say your name. Okay? And I can leave the comment right there. When the students come on, they're able to see the highlighted as well as the comment. Then we can go to a sticky note. Let's say if I wanted to insert a sticky note. So I would tap the sticky note on the icon. Then I want to say, okay, I want to insert the sticky note right here. So here you can add an image, a YouTube link, or just a comment, whatever it is you wanted to put here. Let's say I wanted to add a YouTube link. So I'm going to go to Que Hora Es, share the link, copy it, and then I'm going to go ahead and paste that link right in here. So you see, voila, everything is right there. It doesn't take long. So that's Que Hora Es. And if I wanted to insert a question, I can go ahead and insert a question. So I would tap the question icon, tap the section for the question, and then type my question in and select create. So I'm going to go ahead and type my question in. My question could be, what is Angelica's mother's profession? Okay, so then I would go ahead and create my question. Tap to create the question. Now type in here to turn this into a multiple choice question. So I can just select it and I can say, okay, her mother is a nurse, a doctor, teacher, or I would say a plumber. So once I've done that, I would leave it as so. Okay, I'm done with it. And of course, even though it says add another choice and I don't want to add another choice, I don't have to do anything to it. So I would just continue. I could insert a discussion. So I would tap the insert discussion portion, and then I would say I want a discussion on this portion. So here, ils sont sympathiques, and my discussion could be, are all French persons nice? If yes, say why. If no, okay, I guess I would say why. Then say why. You selected yes or no. So I want to create a discussion. Then after I'm done typing in what I want to say, I would type in click the create button. So there you have it. Now once the teacher has done this, the teacher would then go and select the assign button. So you're going to go, and this is the assign button that says IL, select it, and then you're going to assign it to a class. Then I would select French 1 because that's the class I want to assign it to, and then I would select assign. Okay, now I can also go back to the assign button, copy the link, and then I can go to whichever learning management system and insert the link. But here we're using the one-on-one. So let's go to the Jamaica one-on-one that I've created for myself. I'm going to log in. And then I'm going to add the content. Okay, so I can say I want to paste my URL link. So we're going to go ahead and paste the link onto our LMS. So we're going to right click, paste the link, add link, and then we're going to name it. So this is going to be a reading comprehension. And then I'm going to select a lesson, greetings, post the announcement. So once the announcement has been posted, students can go ahead and select the link and open up the activity and complete it and then submit it. And one more resource that I really want to highlight that I didn't have an opportunity to highlight is Flipgrid. I know you've heard about Flipgrid during one of the presentations, but what can Flipgrid do for you in the foreign language? Every time I look at a resource that is shared, I want to know how can I take it and apply it to my discipline. So what about Flipgrid? Teachers who are in the high school, how are we going to assess these students who have to speak in the target language? Because we need to get them ready for this BGCSE speaking. And without us being face to face, that's going to be quite difficult, teachers, okay? I don't know about you, but it's going to be difficult, all right? We can have those students send us WhatsApp audios or record themselves audio and post it all day, but to ensure that that's my student, that's their voice that is sending it, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use Flipgrid, okay? So now what Flipgrid does, so we're going to add a topic, okay? So we're gonna go through that process. We're gonna select add a topic, and here my topic is going to be le vêtement. Oh, sorry, le vêtement. Now I'll deal with the accents a little bit later. So you would add a question to start your discussion. What is it that you're going to add? I want to say one, you're going to say what you're wearing. That's it. Pretty simple. So the students have 3 statements to say. And then here I have my recording time where I can select it. Do I want a minute and 30 seconds? Do I want 15? You know, you decide as the teacher how many minutes. So the max you can go to is 10. I only want a minute and 30 seconds. Y'all ain't about to bog me down, okay? So a minute and 30 seconds is selected. Of course, it's going to be in English for my closed caption. We're going to see how that works. Now, as the teacher, I can model the activity by recording a video of myself, or I could pre-record a video. So if you select record a video, it records you right then and there using your laptop camera. You can upload a video, one that you probably pre-recorded with all your makeup on and your jewelry on, okay? And then you can either add something from YouTube. So after you have done all that, we want to go down and say student username, because we don't want them to join using their email. I completely forgot about that one. So of course you can type in a student name and a username that you're going to give them. So I always have a dummy student that I want to type in. So once you're done with adding a student, you have to add a student in order to finish create the account. So once I've put in a student's name, and I would select add. And so we see here we have 1 student. Now you can always go ahead and add the students one by one, or you could just give them the code and they can come in and add themselves. Then I can go ahead and select create a topic. Okay, once I'm done creating a topic, you see here I have my code, my link. So I can copy my link, select all set, and I can go to my learning management system. Then I'm going to go to my learning management system and I'm going to paste my link there so that the students can select it and go straight to my topic. So then the students would go select the link. Of course, they have to have their own Flipgrid account, so you can enter their name or scan a QR code. We all know what those students' names are. Now you, so my student's username is Gibby, and then he would select go, and Gibby is going to see the activity that I have for him, and Gibby now can go and record a response. And then you as the teacher, once Gibby is done recording, he tells him he has 1 minute and 30 seconds to record your video for the topic and click anywhere to dismiss. Then Gibby would hit the record button. Je m'appelle Gibby, yada yada yada, and he's done when he yada, and he would answer the questions, yada yada yada, and then he would press next. Je m'appelle Gibby, yada yada yada, and he's done when he yada, and he would answer the questions, yada yada yada. And then here over, it would say he could take a snappy, which would be called like the thumbnail for that video. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a snap real quick. That's my selfie. Next, uploading his video, and he would display, type any links, whatever else he wants to add to it, submit, and he's done. He's completed his assignment. Okay, so video submitted, There you have it. Now let's say he can go ahead and re-record the assignment if the first one wasn't done very well, and he's done. There's nothing else he needs to do as the student. So he would go ahead and close it out, and voila. Teachers, you go in, you look at it, you view it, and you're done. That is the beauty of Flipgrid. So let's refresh our page so that we can see that an assignment has been submitted. So we see here the response is 1. Now you could choose to hide it, you can choose to share it so all of the students can see it. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and tap his video. Je m'appelle Gibby, yada yada yada, and he's done when he yada, and he would answer the questions, yada yada yada, and then he would press. So you see, there you have it. Then you go to actions, and you'd want to say edit a response, activate response, add to mixtapes. You as the teacher can do a lot. You can also delete the response, download the video, or download a selfie. Teachers, that's Flipgrid. I think the senior high teachers are going to love this. I could see me using it in my senior high school lessons. Love, love, love Flipgrid. Thank you for staying tuned for this presentation. Thank you for giving me another opportunity to go ahead and present to you. If you have any questions, I left my email. You can go ahead and email me, and then you can also use the slide to just go to the links that I shared with you, but I really wanted to just explain some of the links. Again, thank you for giving me the opportunity to re-explain what I presented, and I hope that you found this information helpful and these resources useful. And I'd like to say welcome back to our 2020 and 2021 school year. Au revoir.